Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of The Venue Coach. This is the first episode on YouTube, and so I will be going into a little bit about who I am and what I do for those who aren't familiar with my podcast, and just give a little background so that you can get to know me a little bit better. And hopefully, I can help provide some tips for fellow venue owners and help you to have success in your business. So, a little bit about me. My name is Kyle. I have two wedding venues in the Dallas market called the Black Oak and the Villa Tyler. And we got started in 2022 with our first venue. And we really just came into the space. We had minor experience in the venue industry, and we saw that there was potential for us to really be a part of that industry and have a good business. So we started in summer of 2022, and then we just hyper focused on getting tours and getting people in the door, and then really focused on getting more sales. So sales is my background as well as finance, and so I do a lot of the back end data crunching, number crunching, that sort of thing. So I really care about data, and everything that we do is geared towards how do we get more leads, how do we get them out to tour, and how do we get them to book, and then how do we get them to leave a 5-star review. And so that's a quick rundown of our background. So in 22 we bought our first one, and then in 23 September 23 we bought our second one. So we're just over just about a year and a half on that one. And what we've been able to do during that time is not only increase bookings. So we bought two venues that were lower bookings, and kind of owners had lost interest, that sort of thing. And so we bought the Black Oak, and they had probably about 8 events that we took over. And since then, we now book every year just around 100, and we keep increasing our prices a little bit over time, and then we just focus on providing more and more value for that. And so we've grown that out a lot. And then same thing with the Villa. We took that over, and there was about 30 to 40 weddings that we took over. And now last year we got on the calendar about 94. I think 94 is the number. And so we've been able to really ramp that up. And so we're seeing good things for both venues. The one key thing, so this channel is dedicated to wedding venue owners who are trying to make it work. Maybe you have a mortgage, maybe you're thinking about getting started, maybe you're anywhere in between. I hope to have helpful content for anybody. And so my whole goal is that this is useful for you, it's actionable, and that you can have a better business and increase your sales and increase your bookings, and so that you can thrive. And so that's my entire goal with everything that I do on the channel, on the podcast, and even with the clients that I work with. So the Venue Coach, we do marketing, and we do coaching specifically for wedding venues. And so I'll travel to my client's venue for a couple days to assess their venue, and then I help them increase their bookings. Like, plain and simple. That's what we do. So how all that got started: when we had our venue, we had hired somebody, and it kind of was trickling out. They were really good at the beginning, and then it just kind of was phasing out, sort of thing. And so it came to a conclusion, and then we didn't really have anybody to do marketing for us. So I started learning the ropes myself, and realized that, hey, I can actually do this. And then after about 6 months of that, just doing it for our own venue, I started offering help to other venue owners. And in the course of that, I noticed that a lot of venues, they have about I care about conversion rates. And so they have about a 25 to 35% conversion rate on any tours that come in that they get on the books. And compare that with our venues, which we stay above 50%, so 50 to 65% on any given month, and our long-term average is right around 50 or 60%. And so I noticed that there is a big gap in what we were doing on our tours, and or how, like, something that we're doing was working much better than my fellow venue owners. And so that really sparked the idea of, hey, maybe many venue owners who are getting lots of tours, getting lots of opportunities to sell, but just not closing them, not getting enough bookings, that maybe they need some help with sales training and specific to wedding venues. And so I've done countless tours. I shared the load with my sister, who's my partner on the Black Oak, partner in the venues, and she manages the Black Oak on the day-to-day basis. But we would trade off doing tours, and we'd be on the phone every day, like, "Hey, what did you say? How did this work? Try this. Try saying it like that." And just through that every day, every week, for a year and a half and beyond, we've been able to really hone in on what helps bring bookings in from tours. And so we are able to get bookings much faster. So we get about half of all of our bookings happen within 24 hours of the tour, and we are able to close more percentage. So like I said, 50 to 60% is where we sit. And I've had the pleasure of working with and talking with other venue owners that are in the 60s and 70% as well, and that is awesome. It's really reassuring because they're doing it right. And what I want to do is help those who aren't, or those who are just getting started, so that they can get started with their best foot forward, and those that have already started, that you can make improvements and do better. So that's about it for me and this intro video. I just wanted to be real quick and short, and then my next videos will be more action items, things that I'm thinking about, examples and stories from my coaching, from my clients. I do tour reviews, and so lessons learned from that, or feedback, or trends that I'm noticing, that sort of thing. So that's what I aim to do with this channel. And then I'll also be putting these episodes on my podcast as well, so there's a bit more interconnectivity, if you will. So anyways, I hope you found this enjoyable. It wasn't super educational on this episode, but stay tuned for the next ones, because they will be more punchy, and will be able to give you better advice and lessons learned that we have, and I'll be speaking more on those sorts of things. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'll see you there.